All right, so let's talk about Scarlet and Violet, the 151 set. This set was released by the Pokemon Company. Features the original 151 Pokemon, so it speaks to the original people that started out with the Pokemon series that were introduced to the series with the original 151 and the original Pokemon Red and Green or Red and Blue in the United States video games, and those were translated into Pokemon cards. One thing to know is that the Pokemon in these sets featured on the cards have a more they're more in their natural element, which I think appeals to the audience, to people in the hobby. It's more natural, more candid photos. It's not just a featured photos. I mean, these here kind of, it's just the Pokemon there. This looks like Jinx is blowing wind or singing, Alakazam using his telekinesis, and Mew just being Mew, just hanging out there. But a lot of, especially the full art cards, they're in their natural element, and we'll take a look at these. But there's a lot to appreciate in this set. Again, especially for the people that were originally in the hobby, but also newcomers that are not familiar with the original 151 Pokemon. But I think many people who collect Pokemon cards would recognize these names and faces. Um, Literally every single 151. I want to focus more on the full arts because that's where the real meat of the set is. But yeah, these are all really beautiful cards. Again, they're all focused on the Pokemon being in their natural environment. This is a really cool artwork of Magnemite Magneton. The artwork for Ghastly through Gengar seems like it's the same artist that made these really cool art pieces. Um, and yeah, just to appreciate them a little more. And there's a reason why this is selling so fast and why there's such a high demand for this set. So just starting out with Bulbasaur, I mean, you can see him chilling in the a jungle or a forest with a lot of green, kind of reflecting on Bulbasaur's grass type. He's just sleeping in the jungle. Ivysaur visits the pond, maybe drinks some water. You can see the reflections of the flowers are almost blooming. They're not at full bloom. You see the reflection of the trees, kind of giving the vibe of a jungle, the lily pads. So kind of the flowers reflect the state of evolution that Ivysaur is in. And if we scroll down to Venusaur, you can see flowers are in full bloom. The flower on his back is in full bloom, and it just really the Pokemon and the natural setting really blend well together in this set, and that goes for every Pokemon in this set. As you can see, Charmander at the bottom of a canyon looking up at Charmeleon, also in a canyon, and you'll see Charizard, who kind of speaks for himself on the top of the canyon with a volcano. And he's really driving this set. This is probably the most sought after chase card in this set. The price of this card is continuing to climb. I think it's past 200 now. And it's a really cool card. And I think one of the really cool things about this card is it's not just Charizard and his cool pose kind of looking at you. It's Charizard just doing what Charizard does. If Pokemon was real and you looked up, you could see a maybe in the anime you would see a Charizard flying over you, you know? Um, Continuing, we've got Squirtle at the beach, Wartortle a little deeper in the water, and then Blastoise just going full dive mode into the bottom of the ocean, very in his natural element, just doing his thing, as if they never had trainers before. This is just wild. Pokemon in the wild is what the artists seem to focus on. Caterpie eating a leaf, multiple Caterpies because they're more of a common Pokemon, and one looking at the viewer, just looking through the leaf. Pikachu, classic mascot, uh, seems. I think they took the popularity effect of Pikachu into play, and that he's surrounded by Pokemon and everyone's kind of pretty positive. Nidoking in the jungle doing his thing. Psyduck walking downstairs having a crisis. It looks like this Poliwhirl art is so beautiful. The rain, the puddles, Again, he's a water type. This reflects on his water typing. And I just love the lighting and the colors they used for this art. Machoke being a mover. If anyone's played Gen 3, they know how Machoke helped move the main character at the start of the game. You even have the moving truck here. Tangela using his vines as a swing, essentially. Mr. Mime playing chess in the park, or mimicking chess, I should say. Ammonite and Kabuto kind of playing, and Amistar kind of playing on that fossil form factor. Where's Kabutops? You even have the fossil that you find in the original Red and Blue games, kind of looks like this. This Dragonite art is beautiful. Kind of looks like a, you can appreciate the architecture, the ancient relics, kind of playing into his post game or end game theme as a pseudo legendary. If anyone recognizes these original trainers, Bill, who helps with the time machine and kind of is highlighted in red and blue, probably highlighted even more in the Gen 2. I'm not familiar who Daisy is. I want to say she's Gary's older sister, Gary the rival, but if you happen to know, leave a comment. I'm not familiar with Daisy too much. Erica, she's the grass gym leader in the original games. She's also has a very recognizable face. Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, the boss, kind of one of the main bosses in the game, essentially. Also a gym leader, the final gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue, eighth gym leader. Um, we talked about the starters, Alakazam, and what looks like a science lab, maybe a science lab. You see a potion, some flasks here, kind of practicing his psychic powers. The three legendary birds flying through the sky. I didn't, it's not that I didn't like this card too much, it's just there's so many better cards of the three birds that this didn't really do much for me. It highlights Zapdos with Moltres and Articuno in the back, that's cool, but there are Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno cards out there with all three highlighted. Another Erica card and another Giovanni card, again in their natural element, just Giovanni looking at the city. You see, looking out at the city through his window, you see some Pokeballs here. You see a Master Ball, because somewhere along the lines of fighting Giovanni, you get a Master Ball. There's a story behind that. Not chess, I think they just added that for extra effects, kind of giving him a more sophisticated look. But yeah, this is all in all a great set. Um, However, if we talk about pricing, let's see. If we talk about pricing, you can see that the price just continues to skyrocket. I mean, it first came out just like any other booster box, 120, 140, say $160 MSRP, and now its price just continues to climb 400, 300, 500. Um, Would I recommend this buy? Maybe at a good price. I personally did not buy a booster box. I kind of missed that boat. Um, I did buy one of those smaller booster bundles, as you can see here. I bought one of these. I think when I bought it, it was about $40. It's 60 on Amazon. You can probably find it cheaper somewhere else. It includes 6 booster packs. I'm kind of just holding that one. I don't plan on opening it, at least anytime soon. But if you're really into the original 151, I would recommend buying a booster box or a booster bundle. In terms of opening, I mean, the booster boxes are so expensive. If I wanted the card, even the Charizard card, I would just go out and buy the Charizard card or any of the cards. And that goes for any full art that you really want or any Pokemon card that you want. You have a better success rate and you'd be paying less buying that specific card than continuously opening up booster packs and booster boxes hoping to get that card. The pull rates on this pack are not that great, average at best. So it's not like Crown Zenith, where you know you're going to get a bunch of illustration rares. So the pull rate is pretty brutal. If there's a card that you see that you like, I would just go out and buy that specific card from TCG Player or your local game store. I wouldn't buy a bunch of, maybe I would have bought more when it first came out at MSRP, but I wouldn't buy it for the prices now, just because the prices just continue to keep climbing. But again, overall, it's a great set. It speaks to the original fans. Um, a lot of recognizable faces. A lot of these Pokemon have gotten alternative forms now or evolutions that weren't originally seen. So it's pretty cool to go back. There's that nostalgia factor. Um, a really good set overall. I really like it. I like what Pokemon's done. I hope there's a gold and silver version of this set in the future, a Gen 2 version. That would be really cool to see. I feel like the original 151 and the 251 after that are they kind of coincide together. So yeah, if you like this video, want to see more, just breaking down the sets, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. This was Scarlet and Violet Pokemon 151. In short, not a set to buy, but specific cards, I would definitely buy them. If you're gonna buy them, try to find them at a cheap price, because man, this set is really expensive right now, and there's a good reason why I think it's gonna continue to climb. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.